Alright, it is a $50 challenge and we're going into ground zero here. It is getting tough. Uh-oh, I'm busted.
Hi, Dan and Lindsay with Four Oaks Family Homestead. We're back again with another $50 family of four food 1 week budget.
Yep.
That makes sense? Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah. After church, we went to Winco and we decided to only spend $50 on a week's worth of food. Well, we wanted to know what we could get for a week's worth of food for $50. And it was interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to spend 6 days, 6 and a third days on this because our upcoming Sunday has a potluck. So
At church, yes.
So we get 6 and a third days. We get one meal off. All
yes.
right.
And what we are bringing to our potluck, we did not include in this. We kind of already had purchased some things for it, and then we just picked up like a couple other things for it. But we did not include that in this.
But FYI, it's just mac and cheese anyway, so it wouldn't have been that expensive had we had to do it. But
yeah.
Anyway, so
So
we're gonna go over what we got and let you know the prices. Lindsay's gonna talk you through that, and we'll let you know how we did.
Yep. So this time we tried to get a few more fresh vegetables than we did the last time we did this, and we tried to get a little bit of variation of something different than we had last time. So last time it was a lot of just rice and beans, and we had chicken soup, noodle soup, and things like that. So we're trying to think of some other things just to give us some variations of food, and we didn't do the best job of that, but we did get some other things. So we ended up picking up some bell peppers, just green ones, even though we like the other colors better, but we like green bell peppers, and they were 58 cents each, and we ended up getting 4, and it was $2. And then we got 3 cucumbers, and the cucumbers were 38 cents each, and they came out to $1.14. We got a bag of onions again, and this is 6 onions, and the onions were $1.78. We got a bag of Pink Lady apples, and they were this is a 3-pound bag, and the apples were $4.48. We ended up getting a 2-pound bag of baby carrots. Obviously getting normal carrots was a better deal, but they were actually did not look very good to me. When I looked at them, they looked kind of old, and then they were really dirty, and which obviously you can wash them and peel them and stuff like that, but they just didn't look very good. So
we're going to have a lot of food prep during the week. We wanted something that was a little slightly easier to prepare for snacks for the boys and whatnot as well.
Alright, so I wanted to make a correction. The peppers were 50 cents, not 58, because then they wouldn't have equaled $2. Anyway, and then we got a 10-pound bag of unbleached flour, and this bag was $3.58. We got about a 2-pound bag of this flour tortilla mix, which obviously you can make your own tortillas, but we were just trying to get limited stuff, and this is just, you have to add water to it. And this was on sale for $1.88, and it says that you're supposed to be able to make 27 tortillas, and they're not very big, but that's tortillas. We got 2 cans of evaporated milk, and this is not to drink. I just want to clarify that this is not to drink, this is to bake with or to cook with. And this evaporated milk, 2 cans, they were 78 cents each. They're 12 ounces, and so $1.56. And then we got a 16-ounce thing of lard, and it was $1.28. Yeah, okay. And then we got 2 of these seasoning packets, and there's 8 in both. This is the tomato bouillon with chicken flavor, and just chicken flavor bouillon. And we do use this. I'm pretty sure it has MSG in it, which is not recommended for life, but we do use this. So if anybody knows anything that is as good, especially as the tomato and chicken flavor bouillon, let us know. Obviously you can use a can of tomato sauce and things like that, but this always makes our Mexican rice taste so good. 88 cents each, and then there was 8 of them in both packs. We got a thing of yeast, and we're obviously gonna make more bread this time. I think last time we got the yeast, was it 3 or did we have 4?
I think it was 3, but they were less expensive than these.
Yeah. Less as expensive or?
Less expensive than these.
Okay. This yeast was $1.03.
Yeah, we paid 50 cents last time.
Yeah. We ended up getting some thin spaghetti pasta, and this was 3 pounds, and this was $2.48. We picked up some pinto beans, and this is a 2-pound bag, and these beans were $1.48. We went with brown rice this time, 2-pound bag, and this was $1.25. So there's that. We picked up a thing of Skippy peanut butter. So this is 15 ounces, and this peanut butter was $2.34. All right, obviously we know that you can get Winco brand peanut butter, and it's cheaper than this little thing of peanut butter. We're kind of peanut butter snobs. Last time we bought the Aldi brand peanut butter, and it's actually pretty good. This time our kids really wanted Skippy, and we chose this one for a couple of reasons. One, it had a lower carb count to it. So for 2 tablespoons, it has 4 carbs. And then it had about 5 sugars total. So, and it's natural. We looked at the ingredients of just the other Skippy, and I couldn't read some of it. And this one,
hydrogenated soybean oil.
Yeah, exactly. And this one just has roasted peanuts, sugar. It does have some palm oil and salt. So we are trying to pick healthier options when we can. There's that. And did I say? Oh, I did say the price. $2.34. All right. This time we splurged. And we got us cheese.
Booyah.
Booyah. And not only did we buy cheese, we bought pre-shredded cheese. We don't do that. We are not pre-shredded cheese people, but we did it this time. So, yeah. And it was 8 ounces of cheese, both of them. And the cheese was $1.98. So both of them were $1.98. And we got sharp cheddar. And we also got a Mexican 4 cheese. So that's what we got there. And then we picked up bacon. Camera.
Back in the olden days, when you bought bacon, it came in 1-pound packages. Now, like many other things, the packages are smaller.
Yeah.
The price isn't any less.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Was there a bug that flew on me?
I don't think so.
Oh, I have flour on my shirt though. I went like this and all this flour came off. Yeah, me and Ryan went to Costco not so long ago, and we bought bacon from Costco, Kirkland brand bacon, which is really good bacon, and it was like $19.99. I can't believe we spent that much money on bacon, but like a life without bacon is sad. So we ended up buying it. But this is for this week. Anyway, our children are in bed, but apparently they can still hear us because Ryan said amen. So, yeah. Anyway, all right. So, $3.49 for this bacon. Okay, we picked up about 5 pounds of split chicken breasts.
So, with these chicken breasts, this also allows us to make chicken stock with,
Yes.
with the bones and whatnot.
Yeah, we plan on making chicken stock. I'm going to lay this down because I really don't want to hold meat or chicken. So, did I say how much that was?
No.
No, that was $7.44. All right, Dan, the math man, how much did it cost us?
So, after adding everything together, and I was adding this as we went, obviously, our subtotal was $47.47. Sales tax of 8.5% where we shopped for $4.03. So we went over $1.50. Total $51.50.
Yeah.
So I'm going to justify this by saying I had to take a time out at the check register, run out to the car, and look for loose change under the seats. Just kidding, I didn't. But had I had a strict budget of $50, I would have thrown something back. We probably would have lost a pepper, a cucumber, and maybe one of those cans of condensed milk.
We probably would have actually just got rid of the cheese.
Or one cheese. Sure, we got
cheese
rid of
is a
one
luxury,
cheese.
people.
$2.
It's so sad.
Cheese is luxury.
Anyway, and
So,
then and we kind of thought we were going to be like at $49, but I think we kind of had a family debate / thing in the peanut butter aisle.
Yes, and I did add up the wrong peanut butter. I think I added up the store brand peanut butter instead of the Skippy brand when we were just going along.
Yeah.
And that was over $1 of
Yeah, we
the
forgot to
difference
correct
there.
it. Yeah, I think we're thinking that's what it is because he had it pretty much to the point, and then we were kind of like, what, $1.50? And we're thinking that's the peanut butter because.
So, and a side note, the lady at the checkout aisle did let us know that 5150 is actually a term for...
like a medical thing for being crazy.
So
that's
what
what
are
she
we?
said to us.
She's calling us crazy.
No, she said I would never call customers crazy. And I was like...
So that's a backhanded, you're crazy remark.
Oh man, she was very sweet. I mean, we were playing, but I was like, I did not know that. So anyway, and then we had another transaction of stuff for our potluck, and so I was like, does this total cancel that out? And,
Yeah.
And so, but anyway, if y'all didn't know, or if you did know, I didn't know that 5150 is like some kind of code medical term for being crazy.
Crazy.
So if you ever see someone say that person is 5150, you know what they're calling that person.
Now you
Crazy.
know.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
exactly what
Okay. So what are we having?
What are we
this
eating with
week?
all this junk?
Well, it's not junk.
What are we eating with this amazing food that
Yeah.
we purchased from our store today?
So we'll say it again. This time we're able to get more fresh vegetables, and we did get some apples. Last time we had apples and we had carrots and we had onions. Was that it?
That was it. Yeah, there was.
And we had canned.
one can of really bad mixed vegetables. Was what
Yeah,
it was.
so we are going to use some of our staples. So we're going to use our salt and pepper. We have bacon fat, right? We are using eggs from our chickens. This is what we plan on having. Spaghetti. Believe it or not, we're having more spaghetti. Rice and beans again, because really...
Because rice and beans are good and they're cheap. Sorry.
Yep. And then we are going to use those leftover beans that we're going to have. I'm pretty sure we're going to have leftover beans. And we're going to make bean burritos. So we'll
Homemade
have...
tortillas.
With homemade tortillas, we'll have some rice, we'll have beans, and we'll have cheese. That's what the cheese is for. We have to have flavor. Okay, so that was that. That is how many nights? So we're going to plan on having spaghetti 2 nights. And then rice and beans. There's 5. Rice and beans 1 night, and then bean burritos 1 night, so that's 4 nights. And then we're going to go, I think, chicken pot pie, which that's where the lard comes in. We're going to do chicken pot pie, and then with I'm going to make up enough chicken for 2 days. So one day we're going to have chicken pot pie, and the next day I think we're going to make up some egg noodles. We're going to have chicken and noodles that night. For lunches, it's going to be a lot of leftovers. We got a big 10-pound bag of flour. I'm going to make bread again this time, so we're going to have toast and peanut butter and peanut butter sandwiches. We're going to have green peppers, we're going to have cucumbers, we're going to have some carrots, and
we have eggs. I'll be eating a lot of omelets for lunch, I think.
we have eggs.
Leftover omelets is a great meal.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to have for lunches. Like I said, breakfast, we'll probably have apples and peanut butter and toast, and that is it. It's going to be another interesting week.
Yeah. This definitely is one of those things that it tests you, and
yeah.
You learn a lot from it, and
It definitely makes you...
it humbles you a little bit as far as
Absolutely.
making sure that you realize how blessed we are.
Yeah, I
for the most
agree.
part.
I agree. I was trying to look and see what was all in this tortilla mix.
Mono and diglycerides. So, don't leave home without them.
So, we did some good things and some things that we don't necessarily recommend.
Yeah.
That is going to be our week. It's going to be interesting. And we'll film as we go.
Yep.
Yeah. Last time we did this, I think we lost a couple pounds. Even though it's not necessarily the healthiest as far as what we're eating this week. But when you don't have a lot of options, like yeah, he said, it definitely humbles you and it kind of makes you just not want to eat.
Yeah, you eat less because you're
kind of over
tired
it,
of what you're
right?
eating,
Yeah, or you, like for me last time, I was so worried that we were going to have enough by the end of the week that I was like barely like eating anything, and then by I think, I don't know, was it Thursday? I was like, okay, we're going to be good.
We're clear. We're gonna
But
make it.
so I mean, I feel like that this week also, I'm like, what are we going to be eating for breakfast? What are we going to be eating for lunch? Like, are we going to have enough? With all that said, well,
Stick with us. Pray for us. We'll be back.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get some bread dough made up so I can bake tomorrow, so we can eat bread tomorrow. And then I'm tired. I wanna
Yes,
eat.
absolutely.
So. Okay, so it's Monday and it's almost noon, and it's kind of been a slow morning. Today I woke up with a headache. I did not sleep very much last night, so I'm moving kind of slow. Ryan had, I'm also making ice. Yeah. Ryan had an apple for breakfast. Jacob was not feeling very well. I think he's having some allergies or something, and so he just didn't want to eat anything. And Dan has not either. So last night I just made up one batch of this bread because I haven't made it since our last $50 a week challenge, just because we're trying to stay away from bread. But so I just made up one batch just so I could kind of get familiar with making it again. So here's the bread. Kind of smells sourdough-ish, and it is in there. It's really bubbly, super sticky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat my oven. I believe it's to 450 if I remember correctly, and I'm going to actually preheat my pans, and I'm going to bake this in the oven. When it comes up to 450, I believe it's 450, then I'll just pull them out and then I'll put the bread in. But while that is heating up, I'm going to bring up the dough, put it on a well-floured surface, and kind of move it around, make it into a ball, and let it rest. So that's what's happening. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of cornmeal in my pan that's super hot. Last time I made bread, I never did that, and I had one time that the bread stuck really bad. Other than that, it was fine, but this time I'm going to go ahead and give that a try. So, which is not in our $50 a week budget, just putting that out there. So if you don't have cornmeal, it should be okay. It's hot. Another pan on top. Just kind of helps create steam and get it all nice and cooked and yummy. So I'm going to go ahead and try and cook it for 30 minutes. Last time I did this differently, and I wish I could remember. I think it might have been 40 minutes covered and 10 minutes off. I'm going to look and see what it looks like after 30 minutes covered, and then I might adjust that. But for the start, it's going to be 30 minutes covered and then 15 minutes off. And we'll adjust as we go.
I'm hungry.
The bread's almost done. You're okay. You've eaten more than anyone else in this house today.
I've only eaten an apple.
Yeah, that's more than anybody else in this house. Just so you know.
Other people could eat apples.
Do I step on my shirt?
I'm a growing boy.
Oh. Alright, anyway. So, I know you're going to have bread in just a little bit. So my flour sprung a leak. And it's getting flour everywhere, and at this point, it's annoying. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to use my Ziploc bags, and I'm going to go ahead and just get everything mixed up. I'm not sure if I'm going to put my yeast in it. The yeast in the water, like the yeast doesn't need to sit in the water to react with this bread. So I might go ahead and just do everything, or I might just skip the yeast part and just put the flour and salt. And what I plan on doing, people might think that this is a waste of, gallon-sized freezer bags, but I'm going to go ahead and wash them when I'm done, and we're going to dry them on the counter, like inside out, right side out, and wipe them down, and then I will use them again. So It's not really a waste, but it's actually convenient for me as well because this week is going to be busy. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything pre-measured out, put them in bags. That way I know for sure how many days of bread I have too. So it helps take out that planning, if that makes sense. Like I don't have to worry about today if I'm going to have bread flour tomorrow. I will go ahead and just do it once and I will know how much bread loaves I can make. Seems simple. Seems like a good plan, so I'm going to do it. Okay, so my timer ran off and I'm going to go ahead and pull the bread out of the oven. Okay, so it is slightly dark. It actually looks really good overall. All right, it is Monday evening. Monday. Jacob made dinner tonight. I was kind of in the middle of something, so he made dinner. And here it is. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but he made spaghetti. Lots of it. So this will be 2 nights of food. And we also have 5 slices of bread available for this evening. So, have anything to say about this?
I want more than 5 slices of bread just for me.
I want 50, but I'm not going to get it. Hangry. How about you?
I'm pretty hungry.
Okay. All right, it is Tuesday morning, and yeah, it's Tuesday morning, and I'm just getting some eggs done right now for Ryan. So in this $50 a week challenge, we are using our eggs from our own chickens. We didn't buy eggs, we're using eggs from our own chickens. So Ryan's having eggs for breakfast this morning. Jacob did not want anything at this moment, and there's bread in the oven. Yeah, so I'm gonna see if Dan wants eggs next. Dan likes his eggs different than Ryan, so I'm just gonna do them separate. It is a 11:30, 11:40, and I'm eating bread. It's good. All right, so it is 1 o'clock almost. Jacob's finishing school. Ryan is done with school, and he is having a little bit of lunch. He's just choosing to have some cucumbers and some peppers.
I wanted something fresh.
He wanted something fresh. So this is going to show our bread that I made. Here's the bread. This is the second loaf. Can you hear that? Oh my. This is good bread. It doesn't have like an enormous amount of flavor. Like, let's just be honest. It's like more of a crusty bread. It's good with garlic bread and peanut butter. Like, it's good bread. And I got the recipe off of Frugal Fit Mom, so I will go ahead and try and list her again in the description. I've done it, I've listed her before, but if you're looking for just kind of a good simple bread recipe that doesn't necessarily cost a lot of money, that doesn't have a lot of preservatives in it, it's a good bread to make. So, second breakfast, afternoon tea. I don't think that's
Afternoon tea.
right, but
I've already had some.
so Ryan already ate like all the cucumber and some peppers, and now he's having apple with peanut butter. Jacob's had 1 apple slice, and did you have a few peppers?
Yeah.
And then a half a slice or a small slice of bread. That's what he's been doing today. It is Wednesday morning, and for breakfast this morning we had some bacon left over from the beans that we're cooking right now. Here's our beans, and there's some bacon and onions and stuff in there to make them taste good. So the leftover bacon I cooked up for breakfast. My kids just want bacon. They don't want eggs, they don't want bread, they just want bacon. So yeah, maybe later they'll want something else, but for now that's all they want. And then I made my husband some of our eggs and 2 slices of bacon, and I had 2 slices of bacon as well.
All right, so it's lunch on day 3.
Wednesday, yep.
Okay, yes, we're gonna make it. I think, maybe.
Oh my.
So we have a lot of spaghetti left over from the last 2 days. So
Yes,
this is what I'm
lots
eating
of
for lunch.
spaghetti.
We had eggs and a little bit of leftover bacon for breakfast, and I'm still not super hungry, but I know I will be by dinner time, so I'm just gonna go ahead and eat something right now. And yep.
I'm also making up some more bread dough. I forgot to make more last night, so that's going right now. And Ryan is eating apple with peanut butter.
And I have an announcement. We found a turtle, and now he's our pet. Charlie.
Ninja.
Turtles. Okay. It is Thursday morning, and I'm just having apples and peanut butter for breakfast, and Jacob is just having apples.
Thursday evening, right? Dan is hot and sweaty from working out in our garden, getting our fall garden going, and the boys are hungry. I'm hungry. Yeah. We're having tortillas.
Homemade.
Beans from last night that we made into refried beans, and rice, peppers, and cheese. All right, let's eat. Okay, it is Thursday evening, and we decided to make a dessert. It has been an interesting day, let's say.
Did you make these tortillas?
Yes, so we ended up having tortillas tonight with that tortilla mix, and then we had rice and beans and cheese. So I went ahead and I took the leftover tortillas and I made a dessert out of them. So I took the tortillas and I fried them, and I put some cinnamon and sugar on them, and then with our apples I made an apple pie dip. Yep. And then I made some for Jay. No, I made some for Jay, but I used Trivia for his apples and his chips, right? Do you like it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So obviously we did not buy the sugar for the $50 challenge. Or cinnamon, but we're using those as staples in this house. I'm watching him eat them. Dan is outside. He was mowing our garden, rototilling, trying to get ready for our fall planting. But so he's outside. As soon as he comes in, he'll have some too. All right, I have to limit Ryan on this apparently. Okay, so it is Monday evening, and we are continuing to do our $50 a week challenge. We'll explain later at the end of this video, but why we extended it. Get your face away from it. We are having chicken pot pie for dinner. So we had chicken, we had onions, and we had carrots. So it's not all that fancy, but this is what we're having for dinner.
I'm roasting and hungry.
Yep, he was outside, so we're gonna eat.
So another day in, last day. This is our last meal. This is our last meal.
Oh my.
On our food challenge. So we're thankful for that, but we're also thankful for what we're able to eat here, which is chicken and noodles that Lindsay and Jacob made, I think.
Yep, Jacob helped with the noodles.
Awesome. And then garlic bread. So
yeah, we had leftover bread, so I made garlic bread out of it.
And it looks really good.
That's a big pot. I hope you're hungry.
Pot. I'm extremely hungry, so it works out.
And he's extremely hot. He's working on our trailer. Right?
Yeah, I'm just getting the safety chain fixed on the trailer, so that's where I'm at right now. But,
all right.
Yeah, all right.
We're gonna
Let's dig in. All right, so we're outside in the brisk Oklahoma breeze today. So if you hear some background noise, it's just God letting us know that we live in Oklahoma.
Yes.
And so we're at the end of our $50 food challenge week.
Mm-hmm.
We had it was a rough week-ish. I mean,
it wasn't like rough. There was just some unexpected things that kind of popped up.
Yeah.
And so we actually had to extend it longer.
It ended up being 9 days, but we cut 2 days out in the middle of it.
Because we had like some events that came up and took place, and so we ended up like going out to eat and
visitors show up, so we kind of did that. Yeah. So we finished it on Monday, Tuesday.
Yes, we did.
The next week, but we got through it. I mean, the one thing that kind of stands out for me for that entire $50 challenge was the beans. Once again, we did a big pot of beans, and they had it the entire week. And it was available to eat the entire time, and we had leftovers at the end of it. But is there anybody has an idea what we could do for like a staple besides just a big old pot of beans? I mean, it's cheap. I get it. It's a good protein. It keeps you going. Anybody has any ideas? Go ahead and give us a comment. That'd be cool. We would appreciate that. But
let me say this about the beans, because everybody's like, you know, if things go bad, have rice and beans. Rice and beans, rice and beans. You hear it all the time. Dave Ramsey says rice and beans. Except for the fact that there is a thing, I don't know what the technical term is for it, but you get like food, like you don't want to eat it anymore, right?
Yeah,
what's the word? There's a saying where you're like, you're over it and you don't want to eat it, and you'd rather like go hungry than eat it. So I think that this week, every time we do this, it proves to us that we will be those people who don't want to eat if all we have is rice and beans. So go back to your, like,
I can still eat.
Well, he might, but no, I don't know if he would, truthfully. The prepper pantry, make sure you have more things in there besides just rice and beans. Obviously start with rice and beans and then work your way up, because you're going to get tired of the same old rice and beans, and you're not going to want to eat. And then, sorry, thought there was a bug. And then you can actually become physically ill for obviously not eating. And then 2, eating the same thing over and over again is not good for your body, and that could cause you to be physically ill. So just a little break in our $50 a week to say prep more than just rice and beans.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Lindsay actually made some beans last night, which were really good, and they had some Rotella in them and a couple other things as well, but that was really good. But talk about a change up. So if you want to, I'd say maybe make a pot of rice and beans, but perhaps plan different things besides just I'm having beans and rice and then refried beans with my burrito. Well, that's good, but it's nice to have something additional to it. I mean, that really did kind of change it up, and I was excited to eat it, and it tasted really good. So
yeah, it was good. It was just basically like Rotel and tomato sauce and bacon. There was some bacon in there. I don't know if you saw. I didn't put a lot of bacon in there.
Yeah, I saw.
Garlic, onions, all that kind of stuff. So it turned out really good. I do not like the texture of beans at all. I will eat them, but I do not. I will eat them blended up more than I will eat them like biting into them. I'm just not a huge fan of the texture of beans. The flavor is good, just not the texture. Anyways, if anybody else can think of something besides rice and beans as a staple,
let us know. But in the meantime, we got through the challenge. We actually did better. The first time we did, remember, we ended up at almost $60 because we didn't add a couple things, and then we bought milk as well. And this time we ended up at $51 this time. We did just go a little bit over, and
because it was the peanut butter. The peanut butter put us over.
Right, because I added.
We got fancy peanut butter.
Different peanut butter. Yeah, fancy peanut butter.
Yeah, but but the same old. Like, our kids were over it, which that means that they're spoiled, which means that we're spoiling them, which means we're spoiled.
Absolutely.
But it was fine. We ate, and we had a few things left over, like our peppers, the green peppers we bought. They did not eat all of them. I think we had 1 cucumber still, because that breakup in our week kind of put us where they weren't hungry. Like, they would eat something else outside of home, and so they weren't hungry. So that's why we extended it. But
so
I don't know.
It went well, I think.
Yeah.
We got through it. Our budget was closer to on point. Next time we do it, we're going to a different store again. We did Winco this time. Aldi the first time, and then I think this next time we were thinking either Walmart or something else, and it might be a little more difficult to get what we want to get at one of those places. But we're going to try it again, and that's why you guys are going to help us out, hopefully, with the comments. Yes,
we've had great suggestions on just how to stretch things, or just other things to look for at certain stores. So we are thankful for any kind of tip or any advice that y'all give. It might
be that we jump in and do like lentils or something like that besides just beans, and figure something to do with them.
Well, we've been told to use lentils to help stretch things.
Right.
Yeah, but this time we were trying to get stuff that was different than last time, just to give a better idea. But we didn't actually even get very far. We did spaghetti like we did last time. We did rice and beans like we did last time. We did do bean and cheese burritos.
Yeah, which was really good.
Which was good. And then
your chicken stuff was
chicken
amazing.
pot pie was really good.
Was the bomb.
Chicken and noodles turned out okay.
Yeah, I love the chicken and noodle too. We actually had enough to freeze it left over at that.
Yeah, we
did.
So
that was nice as well, because I would definitely come back and eat that the next day. I was like, do we have any of that left? She's like, we froze it. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, you told me to freeze it. Remember?
Yeah, I did. It was my fault.
Because you were like, we have other things in our fridge we need to eat. So, yeah, so we did do a little bit of change up, which was nice, which helps, break up a little bit of what we were eating. But still, rice and beans and spaghetti seems to always be on the list, which, we like spaghetti.
I do like spaghetti.
Not necessarily the sauce that we buy, because we buy the cheapest, almost.
$1 sauce is kind of hard to
It's not the best sauce.
Maybe we can figure something with that as well.
I don't know, but yeah.
And we were able to eat our chicken eggs, and that was one of the things for this week. We didn't buy a dozen eggs. We just ate the eggs that that we had, and I I had omelets for lunch. I had leftover omelets, which I love. Just taking whatever dinner we had the night before and add that to my omelet. And
yeah, he enjoyed that. And I made some fried
good.
eggs and then, you know, things like that for the boys. One of our kids does not like eggs. So he was like, no, thank you. And he was trying to be really good that whole week too. So he'd hardly ate. Like, I'd ask him, are you hungry? And he'd be like, no. So he was just trying to stay away from all the heavy carbs because we have bread a lot.
Yeah, Lindsay made bread every day. It's another one of the things that I love about this challenge. When Lindsay makes bread every day, which is awesome.
And it's pretty good bread.
It was really good.
This time I had no disasters. It didn't stick to the pan. I mean, it was good. So it's definitely a good recipe to have. And it only takes a few ingredients, where all the other bread recipes I've seen, you know, take a lot of different ingredients. So if you don't have money for all those different ingredients, or you don't want to use your milk for bread or things like that, it was an easy bread recipe. So
it tastes good too. It's kind of like a sourdough-ish recipe, so it was really good.
Yeah, I let it sit usually 24 hours about, and then I baked it. One time I only let it sit for a few hours, and it was not as sourdoughy, but it was softer in my opinion. So I don't feel like you can go wrong either way. But yeah, it was a good week. Like, it always opens our eyes a little bit to making sure that we have what we need here in the home, you know, chickens to raise, and so eggs and meat chickens and a garden and things like that, just so you have something to supplement your food, because it's really hard when you're in a grocery store and you're like, okay, I have only this much money to spend, and it kind of just feels so overwhelming because you have all these aisles and all these different, you know, ingredients, and you're like, what can I put together for $50, you know, that is going to get us through the whole week? And my mind went back to, do we have enough food to feed us for the whole week? Every time we do it, I'm like, do we have enough food to feed us for a whole week? So when you have things that you can count on almost every day, like eggs, things from your garden, then I feel like it takes a little bit of that stress away from you, and you know that you have something to feed your family. And it's usually better for you, obviously, because it's your own grown eggs, your own grown vegetables. And I understand not everyone can have chickens, or they have a lot of space for a garden, but look for things that you can maybe bump up your food intake. No, don't bump up necessarily. Bump up your food production, maybe. Is that the right word?
Yeah, that works.
Like, so a small garden.
Yeah, even if if you have no other room besides one window, grow a little bit of lettuce or microgreens. I go back to that again.
Microgreens.
If you're inside and you have a temperature that's regulated pretty well, that's a good thing to give you extra nutrients, and they're good for you. And
look up the benefits. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but look up the benefits of microgreens. They're fantastic for you, and definitely if you want to, you know, you have fear of just cancer and things like that in your life, having microgreens, which I think everybody in this world should probably have a fear of that, but it's more of a reality than others. Like, you should have that in your diet because of just all the nutrients that it gives you, and it helps fight those things that you don't really want, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so we plan on doing this again. We
do.
Had a good time doing it. I enjoy it. I don't necessarily love every single meal. You know, that, like,
challenge.
I like the challenge. I like the fact that it's something interesting to do. Like Liz said earlier, it's eye-opening. You definitely realize how spoiled we are, and you know, we have so much, and we're so greatly blessed, and we're thankful for that.
And when I think of it, we are so spoiled, and our food budget and our budget for household items is not very big compared to many people. And I'm not complaining, because that's just where we're at, but it's eye-opening for us to see how spoiled we are with the smaller amount of budget that we have for these things.
Right.
So
taking what we have and pretty much cut it about half, essentially. So for the 1 week.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Very much.
All right, we'll see you next time.
It can be done.
You can do it. Maybe.
Yeah.